retired Captain Howard Crawford, United States Air Force, and your MC for today. I'm the commander of American Legion Post 134 in town, and we got a very special day for all of you. We are going to have a great time today recognizing, for my brothers and sisters out there, some of our own. So let's get this started. For my military veterans, I will call the room to attention and present arms, and then we'll do the national anthem. Everybody else not in uniform and not a veteran, I'll ask you to please put your hand over your heart.
Hey, hail! Hey, hoo! Raise hand! Hoo!
Detail, you go to parade rest. So, I want to introduce, to start off our event today, Mike Kish from the Knights of Columbus. He's the immediate past state deputy and a United States Air Force veteran, to lead us in a prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, on this Veterans Day, we come together in gratitude for all who have served our nation with courage, honor, and sacrifice. We thank you for the men and women who have worn the uniform, those who stood in times of peace and in moments of great danger, to protect the freedoms we hold dear. Bless our veterans, Lord. Grant them peace in their hearts, strength in their bodies, and hope in their days ahead. Heal the wounds seen and unseen that they may carry, and surround them with love and understanding. We remember too the families who have borne the weight of service, the waiting, the worry, the pride. May they feel your comfort and know that their sacrifice too is honor. And for those still serving, protect them from harm, guide them with wisdom, and bring them home safely. Finally, Lord, help us all to live with gratitude, to cherish the freedoms secured by their service, to seek peace among nations, and to extend kindness to one another in our daily lives. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Our guests, please have a seat. Relax. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the late entry quartet is going to start with a number. So please, attention, stage left.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, forever waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America. sea to shining sea. How beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. From sea to shining sea. America, 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 America.
Today we come together to honor and remember the brave men and women who have served our nation, our veterans. Veterans Day is more than just a date on a calendar. It is a time to pause, reflect, and express our gratitude to those who have dedicated themselves to protecting our freedom. The history of Veterans Day begins over a century ago, in which this parade has been going on in this town for 100 years. Originally known as Armistice Day. Yeah, let's give applause for that. Everybody knows I never follow a good script. Originally known as Armistice Day, it was first observed on November 11th, 1919, exactly 1 year after the end of World War I. The armistice, a ceasefire that ended that devastating conflict, went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed it a day to remember the heroism of those who died in the country's service and to celebrate peace. In 1954, after World War II and the Korean War, Congress changed the name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day to honor all American veterans. Not just those who fought in World War I, but everyone who has served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Since then, November 11th has stood as a day to thank every veteran, living or deceased, for their service and sacrifice. Veterans Day reminds us that freedom is never free. It is paid for by the courage, dedication, and selflessness of those who answer the call to service. Whether on the battlefield, in the air, or at the sea, in time of war or peace, our veterans embody the value of honor, duty, and country. And I want to add one other thing into that. On Veterans Day, we also recognize our Gold Star families. Those are the families of our fallen brothers and sisters who wear a gold star on their lapel and still serve this country through the sacrifices they gave. The other part that is critically important for all of us to remember on Veterans Day, I always say, it's easy to be the veteran, it's tough to be the spouse or the significant other in that relationship. And as I look out over there, I see my spouse, Colonel Drobinak's spouse, a lot of other people's spouses. They deserve a round of applause for their sacrifice for us. You know, the best part of doing this parade every year, and this is my 10th year doing it, and my wife keeps saying, is it your last? And Senator Comita may disagree with that. But the best part of this is a time we get to recognize men and women in our community, right? And I want to thank, if you're a veteran here, raise your hand. Let's see who you are. But today we're going to recognize two very special men from our community. One of them, we always say service never ends. Every veteran out there knows this to be true. We're the one percenters who put that uniform on. We answered the call. If we were mandated to or we volunteered to, doesn't matter. But today we have a gentleman here in the audience who served in the United States Army for 4 years and has been serving, continuing to serve this community by serving the Westchester Police Department. So I'd like to bring up to recognize, actually I have more notes here, sorry. So we're gonna bring up Sergeant David Hammond, who will be retiring in the near future from the Westchester Police Department. He was a private first class to sergeant in the U.S. Army Mechanized Infantry, 1st Battalion, 13th Infantry, 8th Infantry Division in Blumhalder, Germany, and he's been with the Westchester Police Department ever since, so since 1988. So where's Sergeant Hammond? So before I let him say a couple words, we're going to recognize Sergeant Hammond with the American Legion Service Medal for all his years of service in the Westchester Police Department. So Sergeant Hammond, congratulations.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Close it.
I am normally not a public speaker. However, given the topic today, Veterans Day, I'm compelled to say a few words. Today and Tuesday, we honor our veterans. And veterans all have something in common, and it's the public service bug, like a virus, for which there's no cure. The Westchester Police Department has a number of veterans, some of which, the specimens are to my right here, they all have the public service bug too. They feel the need to give back. We can all find a way to give back, to serve our country, our community, just as veterans served our nation. It may not be practical for everyone to serve our country in the military, but service isn't limited to military service. We can all find ways to contribute to our country. There are countless ways to contribute, whether it's volunteering, voting, contributing to a cause, working in public service like teaching, firefighting, law enforcement, nursing. You're all contributing to the greater good, but it doesn't even take that. As long as someone is contributing to our society, being part of the economy, not being a drag on it. Can you imagine a world in which everyone gave just a little bit? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, I can say that every veteran gave more than just a little bit. Some gave a lot, and of course, some gave it all. So this Veterans Day, the minimum you must do is to be grateful for the freedom you're experiencing right now, likely provided to you by a veteran. And I may be speaking to the wrong audience, given the fact that you are here today, tells me a lot about your character. So thank you. So give it some thought, thank a veteran, maybe go above and beyond and see how you might help a veteran with needs. Veterans Day is Tuesday, but veterans will still be veterans on Wednesday. So have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
All righty. So when I mentioned about service, we have another gentleman just got back from a very long deployment. Another gentleman who's very humble, works in the Westchester School District, a member of the American Legion, a scoutmaster of Troop 93. His son over there, Adam, is a cadet at West Point. And I think you're starting to see a theme here. It's about service continues in families. As my son's active duty in Alaska, his son is just starting his his journey, and we're super proud of the young men and women that are following in our footsteps. But this gentleman today, as I said, he just got back from a very long deployment. He's a very dear friend, and he is the epitome of the word service. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Mark Ponzer. And Mark, this isn't authorized for wear on your uniform, but looking at your uniform, there's probably no room for it. But we, the American Legion, and the veteran community, the Westchester Veterans Council, want to thank you for your continued service, sir, to our great nation as you're still serving, and welcome home. And here's your American Legion medal, service medal. You gotta get some.
Good afternoon. Let me go ahead and start in the standard military tradition where we thank our distinguished visitors. We have Senator Comita, Representative Paelli, Commissioners, Moskowitz, Maxwell, and Rowe with us as well. So we do truly appreciate them coming out and supporting us today, so please a round of applause for them. When I was originally asked to speak today, I was, there we go, that's much better. I was originally asked to speak today, I was very humbled. I don't, even after being 50 years old and having been in the military for more than a minute, I still don't think of myself as a veteran. When I was in Cub Scouts, and then my first Scoutmaster was a Vietnam veteran who walked with a limp. And to the kids, to my friends, as we were Cub Scouts, we looked at our Scoutmaster as larger than life. I truly follow in the footsteps of giants, and it is truly humbling to have this opportunity to speak with you today. Howard recognized one group of families out there, and I just want to take a moment and thank my own family. I was away last year, and it is probably the worst part of leaving home. It's one thing to leave. I know I have work to do. You can stay focused on your mission, and you complete that mission. The families at home are left thinking, where are you, what are you doing, are you safe? And so with that, if you would please give a round of applause to my own family and to the other family members out here, that would be appreciated. This past Tuesday, I was at a funeral at the Washington Crossing Veterans Cemetery. That's across the water from Trenton, New Jersey, where General Washington made his famous crossing of the Delaware on Christmas Day. And it's a beautiful, beautiful space. It's white headstones, similar to what you would think of with Arlington National Cemetery. And it got me to thinking, can you imagine what one of those Continental soldiers would think if they saw a modern day soldier in our Kevlar helmets, our bulletproof vests, our magazines, our rifles, our pistols, a couple grenades just for good measure? And then what would that modern day soldier think? Seeing that patchwork coat or patchwork blanket made into a coat, the rags on their feet, the musket that they carry. Okay, most of us would probably think that they really got the supply sergeant angry at them. But it's one of those things where you hope that when they would look into each other's eyes, they'd see that common thread of patriotism and dedication to their nation. And that dedication that carries on for now 250 years. While we will celebrate our nation's birthday next year, this year is the birthday of the United States Army, the United States Navy, and the United States Marine Corps. So a round of applause for their birthdays. I want to talk just a little bit about something different, and that is, and Howard was here, and he's the commander of the American Legion, but the other VSOs in the area, you have the great organizations like the VSO, the other veteran service organizations, the VSOs, you have the American Legion, you have the Disabled Veterans of America, you have the VFW, the Marine Corps League, the list goes on. And so to the veterans out there in the crowd, I would encourage you to consider becoming a member. When I graduated high school in 1993, 80 members of the U.S. Senate were veterans. Today, 18 members of the U.S. Senate are veterans. And so your membership in these organizations and your support of these organizations is important. It's important to continue that mission to take care of your fellow soldiers, your fellow service members. And so I would encourage you to consider looking at them and to joining their ranks as well. As Howard mentioned, my oldest son is here, which, by the way, he has never saluted me yet, so I like to tease him a little bit. Even when you're not in uniform, you're supposed to salute the upper rank. But nonetheless, it got me thinking, like, why on earth would he want to go into West Point, and why would he want to go into service? Those veterans out there know that military service is hard. It can be hard on your family, it can be hard on your life. It's a tough mistress to love. But nonetheless, we do love our service. And even more important than the love of our service is the love of our fellow service members. He's heard me talk about my great friends, friendships that have lasted through decades, through deaths, through conflicts, through different mission sets. These brothers and sisters of arms mean the world to me. And it is truly that part that really keeps me going to work every day. I appreciate my job, I love my job, but it's really the men and women I work with that really keeps me going back. And it's to do right by them and to help support them. And so with that, I would like to wish Marine Corps their happy 250th birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Marines. And then finally, they're a little loud sometimes, but that's all right. We still love them. So in terms of recognizing veterans, please attend events like this, hang a flag, retire appropriately, visit a museum, appreciate the history, learn the history of the veterans, buy from veteran-owned businesses, support your veteran-owned businesses, write to your legislators, and please exercise your right to vote. And with that, thank you very much for having me here today. God bless.
I was gonna have his son come up and salute him, but I figured that might be over the top. So that's right. So we are gonna, I'll give you the order of events, what's coming up. We got the band, we got the choir. We have a couple people gonna say a couple words, but then after the band, we're gonna kick off for the first time at this parade this year, Operation Greenlight. So I'm gonna turn it to the East and Henderson band to play us a tune, and then we'll get into that. Thank you for Westchester, I'm sorry, for East and Henderson for coming out. We have a couple more things. Where's Jim? Jim Orem?
I'm right here.
So Jim, I'm gonna invite Jim up. He's our chairman for the Westchester County Veterans Affairs Board, and he's gonna talk about Operation Greenlight. He is a Vietnam veteran, an Army Ranger, and we're proud to have you here today. Thank you, Jim. Come on up.
Well, welcome, veterans, families, and friends. Operation Greenlight serves as a way to let veterans know that they are remembered and appreciated. This is a relatively new nationwide initiative, and this is our 4th year here in Chester County. It's a way for us to let veterans know that we honor their service and sacrifice, and also recognize the sacrifice made by their families who supported them through long deployments and anxious nights. Veterans are woven into the fabric of our communities. They're our neighbors, our co-workers, our friends, and our family members. They bring the values of duty, honor, and sacrifice into our everyday lives. So the Green Light is not only a way to remind our veterans that we remember them, but it serves as a reminder to all of us to renew our commitment to everyone serving, those who have served, and those who serve us so well. Please shine your own green light to let our veterans know they are appreciated and their service and sacrifice is honored. Over here, under this tent, are a number of green lights. I invite you after the ceremony to walk up yourself to a green light and shine it for our veterans. I'd like to close my remarks with a poem. It's called Soldier. This poem was written by George Skypack, who was a Ranger in the 101st Airborne Division in 1968 and 69. I had the honor to follow in his footsteps in 1969 and 1970. This poem, his words resonate as a Vietnam veteran and capture the emotions we felt when we returned home. Equally important is that it speaks to the pride, the sacrifice, and the brotherhood shared by all those who served. I was that which others did not want to be. I went where others feared to go, and did what others failed to do. I asked nothing from those who gave nothing, and reluctantly accepted the thought of eternal loneliness should I fail. I've enjoyed the sweet taste of a moment's love and felt a clear face of terror and felt a stinging cold of fear. I've cried, pain, and hope, but most of all, I have lived times that others would say were best forgotten. At least someday, I will be able to say that I was proud of what I was, a soldier. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Every time I get to know Jim, I get more and more inspired. And I think of those words, and regardless of the conflict we're in, sounds like we're in a conflict over there. It always inspires all of us because we reflect back on that. While we're waiting for that to stop, I want to call out, before we get to the next part, is our honor guards today here. We have the Westchester Police Department. Let's give them a round of applause. And they're a new honor guard, and I got to tell you, they look great, and we really appreciate them being part of this day. I have Valley Forge Military College, ROTC honor guard here as well. They led our parade today. And then to my left, the Westchester University Army, ROTC, is also here representing Army. The Colonel actually said he's going to recognize all our guests here. We have Commissioner Maxwell, Commissioner Rowe, Commissioner Moskowitz, Senator Kmet. I'm not used to you being all there. I'm going to have them come up at the very end and say a couple quick words because I want to make sure we get out of here on time. But right now, I want to turn it over to our choir for a couple more songs, and then we'll wrap up with some comments, thank yous, and we'll be on our way. Gentlemen?
Our next song was performed on the radio on Armistice Day in 1938 by Kate Smith. She said that this was the greatest song that Irving Berlin ever wrote.
bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Everybody now.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. America, my home.
Doesn't get better than that at all, ever. So I wanted to make a couple quick shout outs before I turn it over to people to say a couple quick words. Is the Rotary Club still here? Where'd they go? There they are. Without these folks, the streets would not have been lined today. Right? They helped us so much this year, made this the most successful parade we've had in the last 10 years. So thank you, Rotary Club, Joe Overman, all the Veteran Service Organization, VFW 106. And before I forget, because I'm looking at the VFW, they have a open house, right, reception for the participants and veterans over at the VFW following this. Is there an order of precedent you guys want me to go in? I think we start with Senator Comita, who received the American Legion Medal last year and the Marine Corps League Medal a couple years prior to that. So for her service, here you go.
Thank you, Howard, and thank you to all of the veterans who are here today, all of the families, our band from Henderson and East are amazing, and how about this amazing quartet? Brings tears to your eyes. So this is my 20th year to be marching in the Veterans Parade, and Howard, I can tell you this year is the best, not only in 10 years, and Howard deserves a big round of applause. He works hard all year to make this happen. As former mayor of Westchester, I have to give a heartfelt big thank you and congratulations to Dave Hammond, who I love and honor you today for your service as a police officer in Westchester all these years, and also for your service as a veteran. Thank you, Dave. And then to my right, direct right, the amazing honor guard from the Westchester Police Department. This is the first year that they have been an honor guard. They are amazing police officers, amazing individuals, and I'm so proud of them, and I was so delighted to see them here today. So let's give them a big round of applause. And as a fellow Golden Ram, to my left are Golden Rams who are here today, and I am so proud of you. Proud to call you a fellow Golden Ram, and thank you so much for your service in ROTC. So so much for being here. Howard, I'm going to pass the mic back to you.
Thank you, Senator. Is an amazing woman who supports veterans every day now. All right, normally I don't go down this road, but I will. There is a bill that's been up at the House and the Senate to help disabled veterans in the state of Pennsylvania with state property taxes for disability ratings. So go talk to your legislators, support the legislation that helps our disabled veterans in Chester County and abroad. So that was my only political part of the speech, but it's not. It's about veterans fighting for veterans. We got to get the benefits you all earned. I look over at the Coatesville VA veterans. You know, I've been meaning they came down from the VA hospital. I've been meaning to call you guys out all day. And I got to tell you, it touches my heart to see each and every one of you here today. We've been trying for years to get you here. God bless and welcome. All right, I'll turn it over. I think we don't have a lot of time, but is there one of the commissioners? We'll start with the chairman. Is that the right title? Chairman of the commissioners, Josh Maxwell.
Good afternoon. It is an honor to stand here with you at the Chester County Courthouse, a place that represents service, justice, and community. Today, we gather to pay tribute to the men and women whose courage has preserved our freedoms, the veterans of Chester County, our neighbors, and of our nation. Here in Chester County, we are proud to call home to 20,585 veterans who have worn our nation's uniform with honor. Together, they make up 5% of our county's population. We have veterans from World War II, nearly 800 from Korea, nearly 9,000 from Vietnam, nearly 3,500 from the Gulf Wars in the 1990s, and 4,200 ever since. Each of these numbers tells a story of bravery, sacrifice, and love of country. And behind every uniform is a family that stood proudly by their sides. To all of you, veterans and families alike, we thank you. I also want to recognize the incredible, and powerful work of the Chester County Veterans Affairs Board, you already heard from Jim, and our dedicated Veteran Services staff. Their service to our veterans does not stop at ceremonies like this. It continues every single day throughout the year. This year alone, they distributed 48,000 flags and 300 grave markers for Memorial Day, honoring those who gave their lives. And in 2024, they helped Chester County veterans receive over $23 million in benefits, the most in Pennsylvania. Life-changing support that reflects the county's deep gratitude to these veterans. Can we give those folks a round of applause? Know that in this county, in Chester County, we're going to support our veterans. We're going to make sure they have local resources they need. We're going to support the legislation that helps our disabled veterans. To all veterans, you have strengthened this nation and this community with your courage. To our team, you remind us that service to those who served is a sacred duty. As we honor our veterans today, let's also recommit ourselves to carrying forward their example through compassion, through action, and through unwavering support and commitment to one another. Thank you. May God bless our veterans, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Moskowitz, come up. As she's coming up, don't forget you cannot leave till you come talk to the Veterans Affairs Office, get your green lights, and get your benefits.
Thanks, Howard. Hi, everybody. I think we all should do this together. I think we owe our veterans a debt of gratitude, and I want you all to say with me, thank them for their service, if you would. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your service. Thanks so much, Howard. And I think the one thing you said that is so important is we have to thank and celebrate our veterans every day, not just one day a year. Thank you.
All right, last comments coming up. The mighty Commissioner Eric Rowe. And we had the honor of recognizing Eric for what he's been doing for the veteran community recently at a Veterans Affairs meeting. So thank you, and I turn it to you, brother.
Chester County, good afternoon. I'm County Commissioner Eric Rowe, and it is a pleasure to be here with you. I come with a quote that I thought I'd share here with you today. A wise man once said, and I quote, "The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive the veterans of earlier wars were treated and appreciated by their nation." End quote. That wise man was President George Washington, and he was right. Folks, I firmly believe that we cannot expect young people to answer the call to service unless we treat those who went before them well. Your county commissioners are very proud of the investments we have made in our Department of Veterans Affairs. So before you leave, please go over to this blue tent and meet our wonderful Director of Veterans Affairs, Susie Fink, and her staff. They are doing tremendous work to ensure that you or your family member, if you have served in our armed forces, you get the benefits that you deserve. They're not handouts, you earned them. So to all of Chester County, I say this, especially to our veterans, Happy Veterans Day. Thank you.
All righty. There's no better way. Sorry, Chris, did you want to say something? Or you?
Sure.
Okay, we have one of our state assemblymen is an Army veteran, and I apologize, I looked right at him and I stuttered for a second. So Chris Bielli, if you'd like to say a couple quick words, and then we'll close up quickly.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, folks. As an Army veteran, it gives me great pride to wish a wonderful Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans who serve this great nation. I'm grateful to you, all of you, for all that you do, all that you've done, for having stood on the line for our country's defense and safety, for leaving your homes, your loved ones, your past comforts to place yourself in harm's way, for deciding without hesitation to stand and deliver for your country, which is an honor, not known by many and enjoyed by few, enabling you to proudly say, "I was once a soldier. I served with heroes, and I helped make my country the free and the unconquerable United States of America." Thank you. God bless you all, and God bless our troops. And God bless America. Thank you.
Wait. This is the best part. This is how I know he's Army. He showed up with his speech that looks like an up plan in plastic for the rain. Right? That's awesome. That's right. So there's no better way to thank a veteran for their service than to let him or her know that we got their back. After all, veterans have had America's back for 250 years, humbly and proudly keeping our nation free, no matter the danger. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you. Thank you to Tony for bringing out the military vehicles, Polito. Thank you to Fast Signs and Joe Overman and everybody for being here today. Go home, be safe. God bless. Thank you for your service. Get your green lights, VFW open house reception. Come on down. Have a hot dog on them.